Ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, here to bring you guys another weekly recap. So this week we had PPI, CPI, consumer sentiment, a few stocks going very crazy as always, and it was an entertaining week. Now I'm going to start off by just talking about how the stock market started to sell off today as we began the day with, as you can see, a hot inflation report. So yeah, PPI came out this week, worse than what we expected. So when I say worse than what we expected, the data was actually hotter. So it was a negative in regards to the market. And yeah, they're talking about wholesale inflation. As you can see, the expectation was a 0.1% rise. Instead, it was a 0.3% rise. So yeah, that kind of just saw the market sell off as we began the day before we eventually recovered and then sold off again. To be honest, it has been a very crazy week overall. We saw Bitcoin back at the highest price since 2021. We saw the Nasdaq pumping, Tesla back over 200 at last, Uber pushing the S&P 500 up, hitting all-time highs. We saw a lot going on in regards to technology, AI once again. We're going to get into all that today. One thing I do want to point out with those AI stocks, as I just mentioned AI, do you guys think, and let me know what you think, we're seeing something similar to the dot-com bubble back in the late 90s? Because if I pull up SMCI, for example, you guys have all seen the chart. A month ago, the stock was at $300. It hit $1,000 yesterday, and obviously it sold off. We're going to get into that. You look at stocks like Nvidia. Again, these AI stocks, or stocks that are incorporating AI. Nvidia was at 485 last month and is now on its way to 800. Again, earnings is next week. That could also have a huge impact on this, probably pushing up to 900 and maybe beyond. But yeah, like I said, are we seeing something similar to the dot-com bubble back in the late 90s? There's other AI stocks I'm going to talk about, or AI-related stocks I'm going to talk about later on in this video as well. But just before I dive into SMCI, my thoughts on SMCI, do me a favor and drop a thumbs up, please. Also, make sure to drop a comment, that'd be nice of you. And yeah, let's talk about SMCI. So the great SMCI, as I mentioned a week ago, we were at 700, just breaking 700. A month ago, we were just at 300. Now we're at 800, but what you don't see clearly is that overnight we hit 1,000 and we were on our way to 1,100 before selling off. So, we finally broke 1,000. Yay, nice, great. But then we finally tanked as well. 200 points, exactly 200 points today. So, my thoughts on this. Well, this stock, let's be honest, is being powered and pushed by retail. There are very few long-term buyers in the stock. Wall Street was buying this up, but 2-3 months ago. But in terms of recent buying opportunities, it's been really retail pushed. I would say it's a bit strange because last year they did $7 billion in revenue, and they're forecasting a 100% increase in that. So if you look at that kind of those kind of numbers, especially for a stock like this, which is still up and coming, truly up and coming, it's established, but it's still up and coming in terms of profits, profit margins, etc. This, 100% increase is going to be very crazy, and yes, it's overvalued. But funny enough, this is retail. Retail power stock can still push this higher. So is it a meme stock? It's behaving like a meme stock. It isn't a meme stock, but it is behaving like one, especially like I said, when they haven't really got the profits and revenue to show for this kind of price action. But as you guys know, AI is driving the price action in a lot of stocks. This has the AI rumors. This also has the retail power behind it. So like I said, with this stock, we could easily see it fly back up again. Do I think it's going to tank again like it has done today? No. But does that mean it's not possible? Also no. Like I said, my expectations are really that it still continues pushing up a little bit more, especially with Nvidia earnings coming out Wednesday after hours. Now, we know the opportunities AI is creating, and at this point in time, it's one of those stocks that's been very strong, right? It's been just a monstrous stock. Everyone's expecting a hot earnings, but if we see a earnings which is not as hot as we expect, you can see the stock stock sell-off. Even though the earnings might be good, the earnings might be positive, you can see the stock sell-off. That could be a possibility. If they go ahead and wow us even more, then it's going to get interesting how this plays out, because this could also have an effect on AMD, Intel, SMCI, and a couple other stocks as well. So I will be looking at that, but I'll talk about all that in my weekly watch list video, which is going to come out in a couple of days. Furthermore, Meta is back on its way to 500, as we saw. I took the opportunity to grab some $520 Meta calls for March, so exactly a month from today, March 15 expiry. Yeah, Meta's back on its way to 500. Didn't have the best week, but it had a strong week, let's be honest. Tuesday we're down at 455. We ended the week in the 470s. I think unless the Nasdaq tanks or the market drastically drops or anything weird like that happens, I should be good with those calls. $520 calls for a month out. Yeah, that's another $30 gain. Should be okay. What else happened this week? Coinbase reported earnings yesterday after hours. And surprise, surprise, it gapped up. It actually had a better return. Watch. Let's go to the 15-minute chart so you can see how it actually performed today. Yeah, it pushed up all the way to 192. So why did this happen? Well, they reported their first quarterly profits since 2021. That was Q4 of 2021, the last time that they reported quarterly profits. So yeah, now you see why Coinbase ran, and it didn't quite drag Riot Amara with it. You see, they didn't really do the deed, but that's because it was Coinbase earnings. So what I want you guys to realize is Coinbase has the hype. It has cryptos running right now. Again, first quarterly profit since 2021. Bitcoin hitting its 52-week high, not even its 52-week highs, highest price since, I believe, 2021. You can actually pull that up. But I think November 2021 was the last time Bitcoin hit 52K and actually held above it. Let's just take a look. Nope. Yeah, December 2021. So that's all positive news for Coinbase. But short term, you just got to keep watching what goes on. I think personally, let's pull up the actual stock Coinbase. I think personally this has a lot of room to go higher, but it will pull back a bit first. To be honest, it's already started pulling back today. It dropped $10 after it opened so well. So that might be the only pullback, who knows. But I would be looking at this pushing higher, going back up to 205 and on then beyond. If we can get back up to the 350s, that's a double up right there for you, for those of you who are investing in shares. What did we trade today in the Discord? Well, it was an interesting day, blah, 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 blah. This is not interesting to me. Green week. So yeah, what did we trade today in the Discord? Exxon calls. Yeah, we can talk about Exxon calls. I took $104 calls out the money today. And this was my only double up of today. So you can see Exxon kind of consolidated for about a 1 or 2 hour period. Stayed in this range between 104 flat and 103.55. It finally broke out and we were able to take profit as we broke past the moving averages. My price target was around 104.48, I believe I wrote in the Discord. And yeah, we did hit that and we pushed up to highs of 104.64. So Exxon was a trade which I was pretty happy with. As you guys probably know, it would have been nice to get into an SMCI put. I did actually have one SMCI put, which I took profit at 34%. Another SMCI put out the money I didn't get filled, unfortunately. And of course, those contracts blew up. Oh well, we move on. There's plenty more opportunity in this market, even if it's not SMCI opportunity. PayPal's steadily on its way back up as well. Put up the weekly chart. Let's see how it behaved this week. It finished green. Wasn't the best ever week for PayPal, but it finished green. And if you pull up the daily chart, you will also see this in depth. There we go. Steadily uptrending each and every day. So that's also positive for PayPal. Like I said, I'm long on PayPal. It had earnings last week and it started to recover since those earnings. Actually, I believe it's been green every day since those earnings. So that's positive. LLY, I wanted to touch on that, Eli Lilly as well. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this stock. I've been said that when I told you to buy shares at 6:30 in what I think just the day before earnings, couple days before earnings on this video, well, lo and behold, you would have got a decent return so far. But yeah, this stock just keeps pumping, just like SMCI, just like Nvidia, just like AVGO. A lot of these stocks are just pumping, continuing to pump, continuing to push. LLY, we should see 800 early next week. And to be honest, there's not much else to say with that one. I'll move on to Roku now, which died after earnings. 23% drop, nasty drop. 4-hour chart, very bearish. Daily chart, gap down. But if you look at the weekly chart and you zoom out, obviously a horrible red candle on a weekly chart. If you zoom out, you can see there's plenty of opportunity. I've got my levels drawn out there, my resistance lines, and yeah, you could still get a triple up, quadruple with Roku if you play this smart. So we will look at trading the recovery of Roku. It might take a little bit of time, but the recovery is very possible. Right now, though, it's very bearish, and I would stay away from it unless you're trading puts. Let's touch on another stock, NNOX, NanoX Imagine. So this is a medical image developer, jumped 36% today. It's popped today, and it's been a while since I heard about this stock. Actually, I sold shares of this almost 3 years ago, and I haven't heard much about this stock since. So there you go. You see, it's just been selling off, tanking. Gapped up, April last year. Gapped up again today overnight, 37%. Hit highs of $14.21. So this stock, I believe Nvidia actually invested in this stock. This stock is going to be on watch next week. I'll touch on it in my weekly watch list. But this is one of those stocks, like I said, I was invested in it with shares 3 years ago. Funny enough, this is one of those stocks that just needs a couple of days and it just takes off. Now it might sell off hard afterwards, but regards to options, you look, there's a nice heavy base here. Looks like a double bottom potentially here, triple bottom if you include back from April. If you look at the weekly chart, pull up the daily, obviously you see it's gapped up, and you can see right now it's just going to probably pull on back a little bit as it has already done today. But I just want to put that one on your radar and point that out for you. Another one I would like to put out on your radar and show you guys from this week, SOUN. I mentioned this one in the Discord yesterday. So this is another company that makes AI software. Again, AI is running things right now, and they make it for audio recognition. There could be something here. We'll talk about that in my weekly watch list. But I also want you to know something. Guess who else invested in this back in 2017? Nvidia. So you're seeing a common theme here. SMCI, Nvidia, AMD, SOUN, and NOX. The companies where AI is involved, the company where Nvidia have invested, you're seeing a lot of green, a lot of bullish signs, a lot of positive news, let's say. So yeah, that's another one that I mentioned in the Discord. I didn't trade it because it's a bit of a risky one, but I did want to put it on your radar today. So yeah, shout out to those of you in the Discord who took QQQ calls, puts today, did different things with it. Well done. Same with SPY as well. Jay Money in the team, trading SPY. Now, next week is going to be very interesting to me. I think we're going to pull on back to moving average and push higher. SPY did a couple nice drops this week before pushing up, and it would be good to see that again next week because you could take advantage of that, especially to the upside. But we're going to stay impartial and make sure we just trade whatever we're given. As always, it was a great week in the Discord. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that. And if you're not in the Discord, make sure you check it out. Discord is where we do the daily breakdowns, talk about stock news, live trade, make sure we're active there, show our profits, help each other out. But come check out the Royal Trading Academy. And then the second link in this description is going to be a stock option starter pack. That is 10 videos. You'll have access to those for life. It talks about how to trade options, the terminology, the ins and outs of options, Greeks, all that kind of stuff. So like I said, go check out the stock option starter pack. And then catch me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at The Wealth Prince. Actually, it's not called Twitter anymore, it's called X. But catch me on there at The Wealth Prince. And most importantly, if you haven't checked that last video, go check it out. If you want to be on one of these videos, you want to be featured, send me a DM, let me know. But overall, make sure you guys subscribe as well if you're new around here. But that's it from me, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I've got money to making. You got money to making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.